on this rap-ish. I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list. Hope I ain't missing my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own. Tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues. Guess if you ain't at the table, you on the menu. And I'm that spitter, baby. They don't want you to see, but everybody's south to Capitol Hill's rocking with me. Boys smoke the trays and plan to getting their life together. I'm comfortable with my role, so I'm like, whatever. Me? I ain't got a job, but I work hard. And you don't work hard, but you got a job. The irony is I'm judged while you feel the applause. I'm slept on, that's why I had to set this alarm. My dudes is armed, I'm armed with this arm charm. Body banging like she got that cream from Barry Bonds. Yeah. I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us. That trade season is here, a real hitter with a mic, I'm everything that they fear. With that hood ain't the same, I was all on their ass, I'm level-headed. So yo, my dudes love when I spaz, and I'm so over Seattle's passive-aggressive attitude. They don't call you back, what they really saying is F you. While I'm from the same place, I move at a different pace. I prefer if you just said it to my face, damn, I did it. I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us. Average dudes with they average spit, writing average rhymes, knocking average chicks. The closer I get, I can feel the people starting to shift. I'm loyal to a fault, and everybody can't come with. Rap's a rich man's game, I'm only playing with change. They bang models and singers, I'm knocking my own flame, I'm different. The crowd, I move with the chosen few. Black thoughts, I could be the front man for the roots. No diamonds and gold, I'm on my sticks and stones. If we can see your panty line, you should have on a thong. My team is strong, through this fire we forged a bond. And they already know what it is when I get on to the hearse. Party like it's December 31st. When I'm on my deathbed, I probably cracking my nurse. You ain't got the bars to compete. I'm a verbal athlete, deflating these boys so they say that I cheat. Damn, I did it. I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us. Yeah. I should probably start by apologizing for the long wait, man. You know, I know I be tripping. But I'm not just a rapper, I'm an artist. And, you know, my creative process is a little bit different than most. Nonetheless, I want to welcome everybody out to the Dre's Experience. I got TCF in the building. My whole camp's here with me. I got the band in here laying this cool-ass vibe. And I'm Seattle's own. Let's get into it.
On October 23rd, we unveiled the new Converge Media Studios to Stephanie Johnson Tolliver of the Black Heritage Society of Washington State, who along with Dame Brown of Creative Lou, designed our interview wall with epic images of Seattle's black community of yesteryear from the late Al Smith's photography collection and Mohi. We often speak about our past, our community, our culture, our traditions. Though times have changed for us here in the Emerald City, Converge Media is firmly rooted in our history and grounded in our legacy while focused on the future. We want to say thank you to all of you who support Converge Media. Just know that you are the difference. You made this studio possible, and because of you, we continue to grow and thrive in our purpose. So be on the lookout for new, impactful, and educational programming from Converge Media. And remember, Black Media Matters.
Welcome, everybody. Want to welcome you to the Morning Update Show. I am your co-host, Trey Holiday. And I'm going to tell you right now, this week is already starting off with a bang. Of course, I do this with my partner, my guy, Big O. What up, Big O?
Trey Holiday, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, my friend? Black Media Matters indeed.
Black Media Matters. And I haven't been this excited on a Monday in a long time. You know what I'm saying? It's cold, it's rainy, but I'm super excited for an amazing week. Man, we got a big dog in the house today.
Yeah,
we got matter of fact, there's a whole bunch of big dogs over here, you know. Looking like money.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Oh man, we've got a great show lined up, man. man, we've got Amalia from the Vida agency, and it's just going to be real dope, man. And she's going to sit here. We'll have a light discussion on equity and advertising. We already know, like, the main thing, we don't never get our fair share, but it's good to see what's improving and what can be improved. And we're going to learn a lot more about the Vida agency, one of our most valued partners here at Converge.
Yeah.
And then also, we're taking it back to Belize, to Don Griga Belize, to Sable's food products. Who was on it? Were you on that? You were on that too as well, right? And so we're going to check in with that and a few other things.
You know what? I'm excited, man. Every time that we can start our week off like this, it already just gives me that great energy to carry on throughout the rest of the week. So, man, I'm ready. Let's dive into it.
You ready?
Let's do it.
You ready? You're ready? Okay, here we go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Morning Update Show. I want to remind you that right now is the time for you to tag and share the stream. Go ahead and tag and share the stream with people you feel would appreciate culturally relevant news and information emanating from right here in the rainy Emerald City. Want to give a big shout out to our partners over at the South Seattle Emerald and KBCS 91.3 over at Bellevue College. Remind everybody you can listen to the Morning Update Show and all 13 of our other programs, including Circling Seattle Sports. Big shout out, Chuck Bell. They in the house.
In the house.
Yeah, man. You can check them out anywhere that you listen to your favorite podcast. You can go to Google, Spotify, iTunes, or SoundCloud. And all you have to do is search Converge Media Network. All right. And speaking of big dogs in the house right now, we got Larry Williams in the house from the Anchor Group. And thanks to Larry, we're going to continue this message. Our message is, we've got the link going in right now, hereforuswa.org, hereforuswa.org. And man, this is culturally relevant, curated information for people in our community, especially those who might be vaccine hesitant. And like right now, so it was even interesting coming to the building. Some people were like, man, do I have a mask on? Do I take a mask off? Do I need this and that? Lots of information there. Yes, for people who are hesitant, but also you can get information if you want to get a booster shot, if you need to get vaccinated and tested. It's like COVID is something we're all ready to move away from, but there's still issues lingering in our community.
Yeah, there really is. And, shout out to everybody who worked on this campaign, and just speaking to Larry a little bit more about it this morning to understand the intentionality behind ensuring that everybody that worked on this campaign was Black. That's the intentionality we love to see right here at Converge Media and the Black Media Matters Studios. We understand that it really takes some vital efforts there to ensure, hey, who are we partnering with? How intentional are we being to circulate this money in the Black community? I just love hearing that message. And also the end product was a real testament to that intentionality. So shout out to everybody over there that worked on the hereforuswa.org campaign.
All right. That's what's up. We got a big time shooter in the building. Actually, we got two.
Yeah.
We got a big time shooter in the building. Can we go put that up there, Salman? There she is. Liv Lyons is in the house, back here again. Last time, well, actually, you have been here since December, but this right there on the screen was December. And man, when you were here before, it was the Pacific Northwest Ballet, and you took pictures with Daniel Cruz and Cece and everybody from the Nutcracker. The Nutcracker was here in the building. We've got Liv Lyons back in the building today taking pictures.
Yeah, this is great because it's not every day that we actually have two photographers in the building. Shout out to Liv Lyons. Shout out to Proof in the Play. Who shot you? I love it, man. It's a beautiful Monday already.
Oh man, Proof. Man, we had a whole week for Black love, and actually, I'm gonna get this out of order here because we got some good energy here, and we just mentioned Proof. We have a clip right here. This of all the clips from last week, Black Love. We did Black Love when we met, right? Black Love when we met. And there was some pretty impressive moments on there. We saw Blaze and Danica. They announced to the world that baby Blaze, or Blazina, is on the way. Man, we saw the realness and sincerity with Latrice and Kenny. Like that was deep. We saw Quinn found his way. But one of the big, and of course the goods.
Of course.
Those guys, if nothing else, they just got to go on the comedy circuit.
Yeah, I love it.
But the biggest moment from last week was when Tariq asked Amanda to marry him. And the response, here it is right here.
I'm gonna let you finish, Trey, but let me have my Kanye moment. Beyonce had the best video. Just kidding. But I wanted to give you a gift. I know you saw some flowers over there, so you had to think something was fishy.
Everybody got flowers.
Everybody got flowers.
Okay, so it's not no different, but
No.
I wanted to give you my heart, and then I wanted to ask you if you would do the cha-cha slide with me, or if you would do the electric slide with me, or if you would do the Cupid shuffle with me.
I will do them all with you. What is
But I got a question.
what?
Just so you know, everybody can see that. It's my little black heart. It's my little black heart right there. What did Rob Bass say to the bass head? You might remember that song? It takes two to make a thing go right.
Oh my God.
Hold this. He said, I want to rock right now. I want to rock right now. So, baby, don't fall. Will you marry me? Will you marry me, baby?
Yes.
Yeah, let me put this on you. And just by the way, big shout out to Fred Bennett Sr., who got my ring on today. I had to find my black jeweler to make my black ring. So here you
Are
go,
you
baby.
sure? Oh my God.
I don't want to drop it now.
Oh my, look at you.
Oh my God.
I said yes. I said yes. I said yes. A lot of
Oh, my gosh. I literally forgot I was on the mic. Seriously, I was so excited for my friend. And I was just sitting there like, oh, what? What is he doing? He gave me his mic. I'm like, oh, what's going on, man? Shout out to Tarek and Amanda. I am so excited for them. And clearly my excitement was all over the mic. Amari, let me tell you, it was the middle of the week. And they just blew the house off up in here. We were just celebrating. It was amazing.
Yo, the hearts is going wild in the comments right now. You know, the best thing is this is the beauty of when we have our own space.
Yeah.
You know, our own physical space, but our own community space, because we don't have to ask nobody permission to uplift Black love,
Absolutely.
to uplift Black community, to uplift Black stories.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
really, and shout out to all the couples who shared their love, their story, their history with our audience and with me for trusting me with it, because, you know, there's ups and downs there, man. And they were vulnerable. They really were. They were like, look, let's tell it all.
There's a lot of people who came. I was watching. I was like, ooh, hard.
Yeah.
Hey, look, friends, no.
Yeah.
We're like, ooh, man. I mean, especially the women. So, you know, the men are always just going to follow the woman's lead. And the women came and was like, listen, I'm going to just say what it was. And then the bros was like, yeah. Hey, but Erin, she was waiting for Quinn. She was like, she was like, okay, I was just waiting to see if he was gonna tell it all.
Yeah, no, and it was so funny too, because they were on a family thread and they just kept seeing their little family thread messages pop up on their watches. They're like, oh yeah, family's going crazy now. You telling the truth? I was like, oh man, it was just a beautiful thing. But really, there's so much healing in us sharing these kind of stories. And what I got back was so much inspiration from people out there that are in couples, that are single, all around the gambit, that were just like, man, just to hear these stories was so uplifting for them. So again, thank you all for watching. We'll have to figure out a way to continue, because now people are ready to get on, man. They're like, hold on, we need to share our story. I love it.
Well, you know, at its core, and people should know too, this is the third generation now of our Black love stories. Yeah. We started off with Black love, then Vote Black Love in 2020. We were like, vote Republican, Democrat. That's a toss-up. Vote Black love. That was back in 2020. Here's 2022. Just point that out, that man, we've been continuous in the uplift, you know, and no matter what. And I'm glad that we're not a clickbait platform. That's hard to keep up with anyway. We get our viewerships on the uplift, and our most viewed stuff is segments like that show Black love and Black business and some of these things. So I'm excited for the next one. And speaking of that, real quick before we move on, big shout out to the State Hotel. Everybody over at the State Hotel, if you haven't popped in over there, it's on 2nd and Pine.
Yeah.
Right. You can hop in over there. State Hotel, man. They always look out for conversion. Also, the Ben Paris restaurant is in there. Chef Quentin, pop at the bar. We going to lunch there today? No, not today. We get that chicken sandwich. Also, big shout out, Presidential Presidential Transportation. G-Prez is in the building with us today. Man, he really makes it happen, literally. He's going to be taking the couples back and forth to the hotel or to the Paramount, because also big shout out to the Paramount and to Alvin, Ailey National Dance Theater. We got all the couples got tickets. Yeah. So, you know, they got to stay at the State Hotel. They got tickets to go see Alvin, Ailey, and they got the Soul Patrol. G-Prez, Presidential
Transportation is one of the best transportation services because it is so culturally responsive. I have a personal story very quickly, because when I took the elders to the Paramount to see Black Violin, Presidential Transportation, my guy G-Prez, stepped up to the plate. And I'm telling you, these elders were so smitten with our driver, Smiley. Shout out to you. I know you're probably watching. And he said it. He was like, man, I'm going to be with y'all all. And he was with us the whole night. And because Presidential Transportation is so busy, we got a different driver on our way home. And I'm going to tell you right now, I was texting Prez because I was like, is this one of your drivers? It didn't feel like it. We felt a night and day in one night. And all the elders, all they kept talking about was how amazing and professional Smiley was. They loved the fact that he was rocking with their jokes and the energy. I'm telling you, if you guys have not checked out Presidential Transportation for an amazing night, I'm telling you, they give you the best car service ever, man. Shout out to you, Prez. It's amazing what you built, brother. I love you so much. I'm telling you, it was hands down. I had
stories with this guy, you know.
Don't even go there.
No. Listen, the best thing about Prez, I got tales from the streets, but also tales from Dubai, Bahrain. Yeah. Prez came out there with me. Like we were doing concerts out in Bahrain and out in Dubai. He came and saw me out there in Nairobi, Kenya. Came and saw me there in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. We were there. I was on Zanzibar. In Paris, we were together. In Amsterdam, we were together. People don't realize it's like, man, from Maine to Spain, from Turkey to Albuquerque. You know what I'm saying? Right. With Belize together. So everything else. All right, man, we having such a good time this morning. I'm out of order and everything. Let's see if we can get caught up. Who do we have? For Culture in the mix. For Culture, man, they're going into the bag. There it is, man. Apply all the way to April 20th. Salman is putting the link in the comments there, man. Project grants. For Culture always coming through for community. You know what I'm saying? It's real money, real opportunity. That's why we always, you know, For Culture be hitting us like, oh, man, are you guys able to squeeze us in or this and that? I said, you guys always deliver for community, so we'll find space for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And these project grants right now around arts, preservation, and heritage, you know, literally they're being so intentional that they're like, we need to specify some of these funds because we know that these are a lot of projects that don't get funding. And so if you know of any artists or you out yourself are an artist and you want to get on with this bag, I'm telling you, For Culture is going to help you along the way.
Yeah. And then after that, Seattle Colleges Foundation. We'll go ahead and put that one up. There. You talking on the set. It's horrible. We don't want to have to eject you, fam. You know what I'm saying? Man, some people, man. You could take them from the main streets, but you can't bring them to the studio. Seattle Colleges Foundation. There it is right there, man. These guys are talking about going in the bag as well. $1 million out there in scholarships, the amount of about $4,000. Best thing is, yes, you can buy food with this, but you can also pay your rent, some of everything else. So if you plan on and going to any of the Seattle colleges, North, Central, or South in the fall, go ahead. Salman's got a link right there. We'll put in the comments. You can go and check that out. Apply for that. And, you know, especially when for our young people that are going from Seattle public schools into the Seattle Promise program in the Seattle colleges, this is a great opportunity right there. $4,000 goes a long ways. You can spend it how you want responsibly, of course. You feel me?
Well, I love hearing this too, because oftentimes we understand that scholarship funds are very much earmarked for specific things. It's books, it's tuition, and oftentimes it's really not for living expenses. And so the ideas of you paying your rent or getting some food, you know, get away from the cup of noodles, y'all. You guys can actually make a meal for yourself with this money. It's a great, great effort from the Seattle Colleges Foundation. Shout out to them.
Yeah. Hey, my mama in the comments, Prez, she said, that's one of my sons. All right. So, man, on the national news right here, this Washington, D.C., this is happening right now. Supreme Court confirmation hearings. Yeah, we've got that up right there for Ketanji Brown Jackson. And yeah, man, as expected, she gonna get through. And most Republicans, to be honest with you, are like, yeah, because it's not a shift of power or anything in the court. But, a few of the right wingers definitely already came out the bag in their in their bag kind of way. But I think for the most part, for mainstream Republicans, there's an opportunity for them to be like, no, man, we like black people, this and that. Hey, ask a few questions and move on, because there's no actual shift of anything. So remember when this announcement first came out, I said, nah, she ain't going to get roughed up too much outside of the crazies out there in DC, and we know how they get down. Well,
absolutely. I mean, I think some of that is to be expected just because it is the addition of more diversity, right, at the Supreme Court level. But, I love the fact that it's a great time for her to be able to be appointed. And, honestly, it is something that we can celebrate regardless of how people on the outsides kind of feel about it. I love the fact that this is happening. It's definitely a great moment in our history.
All right. Yeah. So we'll be following that. And I would say fairly soon here, we'll have our first black woman on the Supreme Court.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Real serious issue right here. Trey Holiday, as a parent with black boys, you know about the talk.
Yeah.
Right. And, my parents had to talk with me. I'm sure you had to talk and continuously have to talk with your boys. When we talk about the talk here, this is the talk that black parents usually have with their black boys. To tell them, you come across the police, you know what I'm saying? Yes, sir, no, sir. You know what I'm saying? Don't make any sudden moves or keep your, you know what I'm saying? Don't go into the store with your hands in your pocket. Don't do this. There's so many don'ts that are there, and especially if you come across an interaction with the police, right? We have that talk in our community, because we know that talk can help really keep our kids alive in certain situations when they come across law enforcement. Well, last week I had a conversation with State Representative Deborah Lakanoff. Represents Anacortes. That's up there on the northern tip of Fidalgo Islands in the Straits of Juan de Fuca. And we were talking about missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. And the big news is that earlier this month, there was a bill that passed, I believe it was 1725. Washington State's going to have the very first alert system for missing Indigenous people. This is a real big deal because, the amount of Indigenous women specifically that go missing is crazy. In the state of Washington, an Indigenous woman is 4 times more likely to go missing than a white woman. And all across America, and the natives go missing at a higher rate than any other ethnicity. And so this alert system that they're launching is kind of like the silver alert that we see here. Media is contacted, road signs, the law enforcement, and then working in coordination with the tribes. But back to the talk. I didn't realize that in Indian country, parents also had a talk, but they have a talk with young girls. And 3-4 years old up, you got to know how to spell your name, how to, how your home phone number, your address, your auntie's address, your auntie's phone number. Matter of fact, here is Representative Lakanoff telling us about it.
And this is a conversation we're told as young Native girls who look like me and sound like me. You have to know at a very young age, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, growing up. You need to know what your name is and how to spell it. You have to memorize phone numbers. You have to know what street you live on. You have to know where your auntie and your grandma's streets are. Because if you were ever to be grabbed, you have to be able to know that if you get away and you can find help, or if someone hears you screaming loud enough and they find you, that you can tell them what your name is and what the phone number is and where you live. So they will contact my mom and I'll be found. People of color have had that conversation. You, my friend, probably have had a conversation that not other boys, little boys, have had about being careful and protecting yourself. And that is the same conversation that I had when I was a little girl, and it's the same conversation I have with my daughter. It is the survival of Native American women that is so important for me with this bill.
Yeah, so the whole interview will be up tomorrow, or either later on today, most likely tomorrow. But it was just powerful in that she said that she got that talk, and she has the same talk with her daughter. And her daughter, she talks about being a state representative. She's also on the task force, that she moves around the state a lot by herself. And her daughter tells her before she leaves the house, remember, Mom, not to go out by yourself after dark. Remember, Mom, to stay safe and everything else. What's happening across America with missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls, Indigenous people, man, it's horrible. And I'm really glad that the state of Washington is going to be the first in the country to have this alert system, and really try to coordinate communication. And data collection is also another issue, because this stuff is all underreported. And so what they're trying to do is really also work with bordering states in the country of Canada as well. And I'll say this before I hand it over to you. We're on this right now, one, because it's important, but two, 5 months ago, when Council President now, Juarez, came on the show to talk about missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls, and we said that Converge was going to do its part. I said, whatever we can do, we're going to do our part. And so you guys are going to see some reporting here in the next few weeks, and different stakeholders around this issue of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls.
Yeah, this is really important. And, that is very touching for me, because without her pointing that out, honestly, I wouldn't have known that. So this is why when we talk about, you guys hear us say over and over again, Black media matters, but it's because we understand that we have something in terms of a responsibility to ensure that we're telling stories that are not getting told on major media outlets. And yes, we understand that Washington State is always one of the top states in the nation when it comes to missing and murdered Indigenous women. So the idea that we do have a responsibility as a state to be accountable to that, to do something in that regard, to really mitigate those harms that are felt in Indigenous families is key. But that really touched my soul today to hear her say that young girls, we have this talk with them that is such a polarity of what we deal with in Black community, because we are having those kinds of talks. And really, it's about us protecting ourselves. And we can see that thorough line is there. There's a principle felt in each culture around, we have to do what we can to survive in this society. And that right there is what I really took away from that. I'm so glad that you were able to talk to her and hear that perspective, and that we could share that with everybody today. And I'm also glad that here at Converge, we will be doing our part to ensure that people understand this is a serious issue in our state.
Right. And, in that conversation I had with Council President Juarez months ago, one of the things I said was, I can have no expectation for people to care about our Black boys getting murdered in our neighborhood if I don't care about their children as well. And so, this is us using our platform to reach cross community, to care about other people's children as well. And, just like we want people to care about ours.
That's right. Absolutely. It goes hand in hand, though.
All right. So we'll keep that up. And then tomorrow we'll have that link in the comments, and we'll have the full interview for you guys to check out. Coming up. Look at that handcrafted motion graphic right there. Amalia Martino from the Vida agency. This is going to be a great conversation. We literally laid out the spread for the big boss today. Everybody's here. We even got two photographers.
Oh, amazing.
You're watching the Morning Update Show.
I've always really been into old steam engines.
Right.
So I would collect like these books of just train culture, and like I obviously love trains and boats and airplanes. I would always paint in sepia tone. I'd always make things look like they were in an old rusty vintage book or something. Like, you know, fast forward 18 years later, I'm finally painting it in my own style. But the hardest part is like finding out who you are and like figuring out what you want to paint. You just have to start setting things in motion and they unfold naturally.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Trey Holiday. I'm right here at the Paramount Theater. You know what else is coming here? Alvin, Ailey. You guys can go ahead and go to stgpresents.org to get your tickets or ticketmaster.com. They're going to be here on the 26th and 27th of this month. And let me tell you, they're going to be rocking the house out. It's an amazing family-friendly show. So bring your loved ones, bring your family, bring your neighbors. Tell everybody. Alvin Ailey's only here for 2 days. Let's show up and show out, Seattle, so that they know that we love them here. Get your tickets today.
When the pandemic hit, it did affect me. As a barber, I had my own personal reasons why I didn't get vaccinated. At the time, I didn't check the actual source. I thought the vaccine was developed too fast, but I was talking to a doctor and he was telling me more about the vaccine and what it can do to protect us and our family. I wanted to get back to that once was, right? I do feel safe knowing that I am vaccinated. I just hope what I'm saying is reaching into people's heads to know that this is the best decision for all of us.
All right, welcome back to the Morning Update Show. So happy right now to be joined by Amalia Martino.
Thank you.
From the Vida agency.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I think they said that founder and president.
That's correct. Founder and president.
Founder. Can I get a camera? You know what that means? Boss.
Boss in all sense of the word.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Morning Update Show. It's good to finally have you here and to uplift the work of the Vida agency. You guys have been kind of part and parcel of Converge for quite a while. You know, for going on almost 2 years, one way or another. And I'll give you an opportunity to tell people about the Vida agency, what you guys do.
Okay, so the Vida agency, we're a full service communications company. We do everything from research to creative development. We do a lot in community engagement. And we work all across the city in lots of various sectors. So we do a lot.
Man, well, that is a lot. And if I was to zero it in some, and where it comes to us, our relationship is that you guys have clients that you represent. And when it's a good fit, you send the clients to us to advertise, promote, or amplify their message, right?
Yeah, I like how you characterize. I think what we do is we call and we're like, Omari, we have this idea. What do you think? And then we send Janine, and then Janine comes and talks to you, and then she comes back with all these ideas, and then we go and sell those ideas to the client, and then they say yes, and then we say, that's a very expensive proposition. No, I'm just kidding. No, then I mean, that's part of our job is right. Like to bring value to everybody.
Right. Speaking of bringing value, what was it about the landscape here in 2017 that made you be like, you know what? I'm going to launch this agency.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm that intentional. I mean, I wish I was. So, you know, I've been doing communications for a long time. I've been on my own, working on my own for a long time. And really the trajectory of the work changed the older my daughter got. I'm a single mom. So when she was able to drive, that was like, okay, go time. All right, we're going now. We can actually grow a company. I have more time. I can think about how intentional I can be in this space. There was a period of time where I was living in California when I grew up here in Seattle. When I came back, I was like, oh, we're not doing much for people who look like me and people who speak other languages. Like, we need to do better. And so that's really the impetus of the work.
Right. And we got a reel here, and we'll play this reel. And this has some of the clients that you work with or that you represent or have represented. We'll go ahead and play that right now. All right. Got a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, that was long. Yeah.
Well, it just means you guys have been busy. And for people who might not have seen or recognize some of the what are some of the companies and brands and agencies that you guys work with?
Yeah, I think some of the things in there were neighbor care health we've worked with. We won an Emmy last year, a Northwest Emmy Award.
Hello.
A Spanish language commercial we did for Community Health Plan of Washington, which was a feat in itself because try to shoot a commercial at the height of COVID. That was fun. We also work a lot with the city of Seattle, the state, the county. We do a lot of public sector work, Sound Transit.
All right. What is the landscape that's out there? We talked about, and we'll just touch on it a little bit. What is, compared to like the advertising dollars that are out there, and then like how it actually translates into communities of color?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is where I really see my purpose as a person and our purpose as an agency is to try to direct as much as we can, invest as much as we can into community. So whether it is not so much advertising dollars, but say maybe it's a community engagement campaign. We want to make sure that everybody who is at the table with us talking about how potentially this capital project is going to affect their lives is compensated for their time. We want to make sure that the opportunities to participate are run through local media like Converge, and that we're paying a fair dollar for those advertising, paying a premium when you're trying to reach a very niche or hard to reach audience, an audience that's hard to build trust with, that deserves a premium. So that is, the landscape is, I think it's changing a little bit, but the caveat is we're in Seattle, right? So we're kind of in this place that at the moment is valuing that kind of service, but there's always more to do.
Can I tell you something?
Yes, sir.
Let me be very clear here. First of all, thank you. And you know why I say thank you? Being from Seattle, man, we seen like Converge is here today, and really, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we covered the protests and everything, and people seeing us take that ass whooping got us in the club.
Yeah.
Or else we wouldn't be in the club, right? Yeah. We're in the club because people saw us. But let me tell you, and you know this, Black media always been there. So many died on the vine because there wasn't no investment. You know, Colors Magazine, C-Spot Magazine.
Yeah.
You can go on and on. We've always had this Black media here, and they die on the vine because these advertisers won't advertise, or they got their one person who's their community person who's supposed to go and give some advertising dollars to Black media, and they don't never come through. And we've died on the vine year after year after year. And it's not because we're not capable. It's not because we're not brilliant. It's because only people who can advertise is our own community who already don't have no money. All these people put these stores in our neighborhoods and won't advertise with Black media. So I'm glad that you out here kicking in the door.
I'm trying to get seats at every table so I can say the same thing over and over again. And I'm seeing money move. And I think, you know, we're in a very, very wealthy region. We're in a very wealthy city, and the money is too concentrated elsewhere. And we need to make sure that we have more equity. And that's my purpose.
Yeah, I think as well, too, is getting these brands. So that the brand stereotype Black people and Black creatives more than, man, it's horrible. Because if you're a Black creative, they think you can only creatively be creative about Black stuff. If it's Black meat, you know what I'm saying? There's so many issues that are overlapping and Converge. We're in a rare, unique position that we're 100% ethnic media. Black media matters, but we're consumed by the mainstream, which is rare. Most ethnic media is just consumed within their ethnic group. The whole point being is that, like, it took a long time for people to even realize that Converge, like, we can report on all kinds of different stuff.
Yeah, you're not put in a box. Yeah, which is infuriating when you're put in the box. It's like, why? Why am I in this box? Why? We're not asking you, Joe Schmo, to only do this one thing. We know you're capable of many things. So are we.
Yeah, something I want to ask you, your opinion on. this is something that I'm finding interesting right now in dealing. I don't really deal with the companies. I be trying to lead that to you and lead that to Larry, because I don't want to talk to them. I just want to do my show. But one thing that I found it interesting, and I don't know if this is an extreme response or whatever, but it's like, so there's the DEI, right? And all these companies have DEI. And so now if somebody comes through the door with a brilliant idea, so maybe a festival or an event or something like that, now instead of it going to marketing and sales being like, oh man, this is great, we could probably do this and that, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be a captive audience there, we could do sampling, we could do messaging. Instead, because somebody's black, it goes over to DEI.
Yeah.
And DEI is like, oh, well, man, black people, good event, huh? Here's $5,000. God bless you. And it never goes over to the marketing and sales department. Yeah. Do you notice that?
I noticed that. It's because they'll have a special something funded, right? So they have money for it and they don't have to jump through the hoops. So give it to you. But then you don't have, then you're just a drop in the bucket one-time thing and you're not incorporated. Yeah, I totally notice it. And it's one of the things that we get to work all the time with, because once Janine, and I can leave a lot of this to Larry because he probably knows much more than I do, especially on like national brand things. But Janine came into TVA recently and she's leading all her media. And the first thing she said was like, how are we going to measure all this? And I said, what do you mean measure? Like, I measure by the amount of dollars that I am funneling to X, Y, and Z. She said, no, that's not going to cut it. We need to help all of these media outlets figure out how they're going to want data from us. So how can we help our clients think differently about what success means, what their ROI is, that it's not just a data piece of data.
And I will say this, when we talk about the culture that needs to change within these businesses, I won't put you out by company name this morning, but there's a few businesses that you see with their investment in the Black Community Festival or Emoja Fest is a banner. Their investment in other festivals on Capitol Hill and things like that, there's a whole experience, and it's this and that, and it's amazing because they put the investment that's there. So in the Black community, we get the gimme money. Oh, let's go get the Negroes, they check, let's go put some banners up and do this and that. But in other communities, it's an investment and experience.
Yep. That is one of our tenets at TVA. We never check the box. If we understand that you are coming through us to only check a box for your DEI initiative and it's not going to be a long-term investment relationship, then we're not here for you. That's not us. You can go somewhere else. I also wanted to say that money, that overarching relationship building year to year, it does not start by only investing in Black History Month events and then moving on. Like that is the most,
Our cutoff to advertise anything of Black history was December of last year. It was like, man, and people was calling us the last week of January, first week of December. Oh, we got this blanket, big money too. Like, man, I'm like, nah, I'm good. Cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, you ain't gonna buy us like that. I saw something very interesting here on your website bio. Colleagues describe you as visionary, kind, badass yoga master.
I didn't write that, first of all, but is it a good question?
I'm just scared. I can't put this up we can't do this at Convert. I'm scared of how to say colleagues describe me as.
You should try it just for fun.
I might not recover. But the thing is everybody that we talk to there, it's a great amount of respect that they have for you and your company and what you're doing, and even beyond your company over here at Converge. These guys will tell you, we've never, and everybody here will tell you this, we've never assembled our whole team here before a morning update show and rolled out our red carpet and this and that. And actually, it's there on the desk. I don't know if you see the blue pen over there, Prez. We've even everybody signs our wall with a black pen. And we even got a blue pen for you today, so you can stand out on the wall. And I want to tell you, thank you for the difference that you've made in Converge. Thank you for putting, man, Janine works us, dog. she works us, but I don't take that in a bad way. You're putting the best people who call us to our best every day. She's so detailed oriented, every single thing. It makes us better.
Yes.
And that's what's great. You know, we continue to grow in our relationship with the Vida agency, everything about it. And you guys have been intentional. And I remember early on in our relationship, you know, I mean, it's a struggle for us. It's a struggle to stay on air, to pay these bills, this crazy internet, everything else. And early on, our very first deal together, you were like, man, we're going to pay the whole thing in advance.
Don't give me a discount.
One
of the things that drives, I mean, you're building a company, you're building a valuable service. I also own it. You know, I have a company, I'm building it. I can't pay salary. You can't eat food on discounts. And we need to stop asking each other for discounts. We need to pay what we're worth. And that you can put on my tombstone.
Man,
that one.
And as Trey Holiday would say, pay the fee. You know, well, I just want to tell you that you set such a major example. You know, man, we're really proud to call the Vida agency our partners. We're really proud of this relationship. And the best thing is man, you go into rooms and sit at tables in meetings and places that like we have no idea of where you're at, but we always know that you're representing us in the best way, and you're fighting for us, and you're creating opportunity for us. And not only just Converge, you're creating opportunity for Black media. And you know, those days of where we died on the vine, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully those days are behind us in Seattle, because you're on the job.
We're both on the job together.
Amen.
Yep.
All right.
Amen.
Before we let you go, you can tell everybody how they can keep up with the Vida agency.
Oh boy, I think we're on like every social platform. My go-to is Instagram, Vida Agency. We're at thevidaagency.com. And well, if you want to collaborate, let us know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to take a quick break right now. We come back. I'm joined by Trey Holiday. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Trey Holiday. I'm right here at the Paramount Theater. You know what else is coming here? Alvin, Ailey. You guys can go ahead and go to stgpresents.org to get your tickets, or ticketmaster.com. They're going to be here on the 26th and 27th of this month. And let me tell you, they're going to be rocking the house out. It's an amazing family-friendly show. So bring your loved ones, bring your family, bring your neighbors. Tell everybody. Alvin Ailey's only here for 2 days. Let's show up and show out Seattle so that they know that we love them here. Get your tickets today.
I've always really been into old steam engines.
Right.
So I would collect like these books of just train culture, and like I obviously love trains and boats and airplanes. I would always paint in sepia tone. I'd always make things look like they were in an old rusty vintage book or something. Like, you know, fast forward 18 years later, I'm finally painting it in my own style. But the hardest part is like finding out who you are and like figuring out what you want to paint. You just have to start setting things in motion and they unfold naturally.
Hey there, it's Trey Holiday. And of course, Besa and I had to take a trip back to Market Street Shoes to grab some items. They always know what to show us. And let me tell you, we both spent quality time to be sure we collected some amazing additions to our wardrobes. They have some of the most unique bags, shoes, and accessories. I mean, the whole shebang. It's always a good time when I get to shop with my girl Besa. Make sure you go check out Market Street Shoes, y'all, and you too can walk out with some dope gear.
All right, welcome back to Morning Update Show. You caught me up there in the monitors. Wow, what a great interview, huh?
Oh my gosh, absolutely amazing. And it's a great thing too, because I remember people were trying to reach out to me to make sure the Vida agency got in contact with Converge. It's a beautiful thing because they had already known, man, Converge is the spot where we need to be. And so shout out to the Vida agency, man. Amalia just did a great job with the interview there.
Yeah, I think that like it's one of the best things is like the struggle is real. But I'm not invested in the struggle. I'm invested in success. That's why you guys don't hear me crying about the struggle all the time. Oh, woe is me. But it's hard out here. And it's difficult. And the thing is, what Converge is that, which is much different than a lot of other kind of media, you would say, on our size, is that we're constantly growing beyond. Like if this was just morning update show, it would be one thing. We got 13 shows, 9 of which are produced here in, basically in-house. And we're continuing to grow. And there's so many people beyond just me and you. We got directors, we got producers, we got editors, we got graphics people, we got our logistics guy. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like we're growing. We're doing exactly what we're supposed to do. What even more is opening opportunities for other people in our community. Content creators and some everything else. So the relationship with the agencies is something that's so important, and the work that the Vida agency is doing and also the Anchor Group is doing, that we feel the direct impact. It really helps us keep the lights on here, literally.
Yeah, and this is, for me, is really the next level. When we talk about these kinds of partnerships, we got to understand that it goes beyond what may be those check mark boxes that people are trying to do in DEI. I talk about the intentionality because it takes that. You know what I mean? It takes you actually foreseeing years ahead of how these kinds of partnerships can grow and prosper. And they really are symbiotic relationships. It's a win-win for everybody. And ultimately, we're able to create some amazing media. That's the great thing for me. I love when you said people think that Black media can only produce Black things and talk from this Black way. We've been able to do so many different stories, man, to really blow that nonsense out the water. And I really appreciate the Vida agency and the Anchor Group for what they're doing.
I mean, it's just like when I think of something like Ballard Food Bank.
Yeah.
Right. Covering the grand opening of the new Ballard Food Bank. Where we like to say that we're rooted in the Central District, even though our studio's here downtown, the Central District, this and that. But it's good works.
Yeah.
Good works transcends color, transcends neighborhood, transcends everything else. And it's the good work of the Ballard Food Bank that was like, man, let us be present and uplift their work on what they're doing, and that transcends a lot of stuff. Before we get out of here, we had another clip for Belize. We're going to push that to tomorrow. Alvin Ailey National Dance Theater here on Saturday and Sunday. I know that you'll be present, and you're going with all these couples from your love show. But tickets are still on sale, huh?
Tickets are still on sale. And the thing is that it's been amazing because as we've been talking about Alvin Ailey coming here, it's only 2 days, but I've been hearing so much great feedback. I mean, from even Dr. Nichols, who said, look, I saw this show in Washington, D.C. It is fantastic. When we have amazing shows come here to our city, for me, it's all about us showing up and showing out because that is what brings them back, right? And so I just encourage everybody to get your tickets, share this with your friends, go see this amazing show. I'm really excited because I'll get to be there on Sunday and I'm looking forward to this. And I'm telling you, I've heard so many great things about this show. Oh, and I'm a show girl. At this point, I'm going to all the shows. I'm going to all the shows. But I'll tell you this much. This one I am looking forward
all
to.
Right, so let me tell you
amazing.
this then. I'm gonna just keep it real. Before I even call over there to STG, Mama T Dub needs some tickets.
That's right. That's right.
Mama T Dub. She done hit the hotline. It was like, yo, I need Alvin Ailey. I need on. You know what I'm saying? Let me get the camera right here. Mama T Dub. What we gonna do is I'm gonna see what Trey Holiday can do for you first. Then we're gonna call over there to STG over to the Paramount and see what's up.
Hey, Mama T Dub knows anytime she needs some tickets. That's what I love. It's another really thing about our partnerships and this intentionality. Man, STG, shout out to everybody who's really partnered with Converge to say, we need you guys to come to these shows. I was just at Plot Points this past weekend.
Ballet,
shout out to the ballet, Pacific Northwest Ballet and Plot Points. points. And it was a great show. I mean, I'm telling you, these are shows I wouldn't automatically think I need to be there, but it's just a great thing that they've said, you know what, we understand as a media group, you guys deserve to be at these shows, man. Shout out to everybody. I'm loving going to these shows.
We know. You love them. You're at all of them. You know what I'm saying? I got my show buddy over there. Me and Besa, we be popping up at some shows every once in a while. All right. So tomorrow, man, this week just gets, just better and better. Speaking of the Pacific Northwest Ballet, tomorrow we're joined by Destiny Wimpai right there. And also we're going to be joined by Rosalind Hutzel. Man, you see these pictures there.
Amazing.
Like, yo, this is like, man, it's a real deal. They're part of the Pacific Northwest Ballet School. And Beauty and the Beast is going on over there. So they're going to be in the house. And then one of Larry people going to be here. That's right. Representing the Washington Department of Health, we have Dr. Conrad Webster. There he is, going to be in the house tomorrow. So a big day here tomorrow on the set. We've got Pacific Northwest Ballet. We got Department of Health. All this good stuff. Yeah. But I will say this. Our big spread here, our whole crew here, and all of our key people today was just for you.
That's right.
That's it. So yeah, sorry, Dr. Conrad.
Don't worry, there'll still be good vibes. There'll still be great vibes.
We got good stuff going. We're getting ready to get out of here. Trey Holiday, any last words?
Oh, for me, the intentionality has been so pure today with Amalia. I really want you guys to be inspired. See yourself as a part of the solution. You know, when we talk about intentionality, we understand that it's multi-layered and it comes in a lot of different forms. But I'm always expressing to you all to see yourself as a part of the solution because the world is better for it. So the more of us that are doing that, getting out of our own heads about how we can be purposeful, how we can be impactful, just start doing stuff and you will begin to see the inspiration and the impact in your community, your neighborhood, your city, your state, whatever, if you guys get yourselves involved. If you're sitting on the couch just hearing me say this and never really doing anything, then, you know, unfortunately, you're not getting yourself out there. You're not putting your brilliance to work. But when we all do that, we see amazing, amazing results. And so I'm always encouraging you to see yourself as a part of the solution.
All right. Good stuff. Yeah, this is this is going to be a fantastic week. And it's already off to a great start. And so much thanks. You know, I'm a sincere person. By saying thank you, it's a real thank you, you know, and so much thanks to Amalia, to Janine, to everybody over there at the Vida agency. And it's like these decisions in their office can directly impact us. It makes a difference here as to whether we can go get another camera or upgrade our sound system or be able to produce another show. So like their actions in their offices, we feel it directly here. You know what I'm saying? Everything that comes in here, you know, so mine send me a new list every few days, huh? And what do? As soon as he said, you know, we save all of our money for Salman and his list of equipments, you know, and so it's a real difference that's made. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you as well, Larry. I'm looking forward to growing this relationship, brother. You're just going to have to keep that phone on silent on the set, though. All right, everybody. As usual, we're going to leave you. And speaking of Shayna, she was just at South by Southwest performing.
That's right.
We're going to leave you with some hope by Shayna Shepherd. And on that note, today's Shayna's birthday. Oh, okay.
Shayna
Happy birthday, Shayna.
Sis.
Well, in that case, this is great. What a great birthday salute here. We're leaving you with Shayna Shepherd on her birthday here, and want to remind you to go forward in your purpose, go forward in your humanity. And until tomorrow at 11 a.m., peace.
What do I see through a lens of fear? 1,000 little steps to go. What do I fear after all these years? Lord knows I don't even know. I've been running on the edge of a sundial, sleeping in the shadow. than hiding beyond the unreachable. Looking out left on a right-hand turn, just trying to make a deal. Lazy shoes and love is a love that churn. That's the kind of food that heals. I've been searching for the end of an era, waiting to be ready. The world is bigger than a moment. Be steady, that's how you can feel it's real. But I feel naked in my new clothes, 'cause I got used to hiding the holes. This whole world got new tricks and I'm in the thick of it. This I swear I'm already sick of it. At least I found the antidote. Oh. I know no one is a shadow. 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 No one is a shadow. But I feel naked in my new clothes, 'cause I got it.